Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome to another episode of the video blog. Wow, episode number 25, our silver anniversary. Okay, it's less than 30 days, but still. Um, I don't know if a lot of people are shocked that I've continued on. I was going to take today off. It is kind of late on a Monday night, but for some reason I felt the urge. I think that's one of the things with the video blog is I don't feel my day is complete necessarily unless I've blogged. And as you'll find, or if you know me well enough, I can pretty much talk about anything, which is both a good and a bad thing. In fact, what got me going in our topic tonight is the request lines are open. It's kind of a play on the old radio line when air personality goes on the air and says, "Hey, the request lines are open, call right now." And no, I didn't talk like that on the radio. I actually kind of talked the way I'm talking now. Maybe a little bit more fast with music by me. But anyway, I think it was kind of a crutch. And not to say this isn't a crutch, but let's call it what it is. But actually what happened is I was out with some friends. I was out with Jack and Stacy and Heather and another Stacy on Friday night. And we were hanging out and having a good time. And Stacy, number one, Jack's wife, said to me, she wanted to give me two topics for the video blog. She'd actually watched them and said I should do a blog on the presidential race. And we got into a nice lengthy debate about the presidential race. And I said, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if anybody wants to know my views on politics anyway. You know what they say about, sex, politics, and religion. But I actually decided that I probably will do a blog. I will endorse a candidate coming up here in a soon-to-be-done episode. I don't want to mess the whole election up here more than a week before the election. And secondly, she wanted me to, she's a mortgage banker, and wanted me to do a blog on, mortgages or banking. And I told her that's where I definitely have to draw the line. Because I'll be honest with you, I've only owned one house in my life. I want to try to get another one, but man, it's not a subject that I even will claim to know much about. Yes, I'm great at cocktail parties, and I know just enough to be very dangerous. I blame that on my father. One of the things my father taught me, who was also in broadcasting for many years, is you need to know a little something about everything. His reason being, of course, we both started out or my father's entire career is in both radio and television. Well, not all in radio, but was in news, sports, weather, that kind of stuff. He was on the TV for most of the years. And my father never knew who he was going to interview, never knew what he'd walk into. So he always knew a little something about everything and kind of laid that down as well to me. It's great when you're playing Trivial Pursuit or when you're watching Jeopardy on TV. But at the same time, you can sometimes get, a reputation as being a know-it-all. And I'll confess, I do have that reputation. Sometimes deserved and sometimes not deserved, sometimes in a very nice way, and sometimes meant as sarcastically as you can imagine it is. Because I can pretty much talk a little bit about anything. And I'm figuring, you know what? For the blog here, 3-4 minutes, I can pretty much riff on anything. Or at least, give us some lively topics to discuss. So, what do you want me to talk about? Yeah, I have topics. I do. I've got kind of a list of topics of things I'll talk about. It's kind of like a talk show host on TV. I got some things I'll talk about, but no particular date, no particular rhyme or reason, and things come and go, and it's like, oh, no, I'll talk about that. Or today, I came up with the topic of why I do this. I've kind of touched on it in different posts, but I've actually had a lot of people ask me why I do it. And I figured we'll touch that soon. And just many topics that kind of run through my head as I'm driving or as I'm just sitting around watching television or working or whatever. Be a good topic to talk about. Request lines are open. You can always email me if you want to be shy about it. Kevin@kevinmason.com. I'm not hard to find. Or better yet, leave a comment here in the blog. Let me know what you'd love us to tackle. I said, we can, if you'd like to do a guest. I told Stacy the other day, so she ought to come in and do a guest blog with me. I've got multiple cameras. We could do a multiple camera shoot. We could get fancy and throw in some effects and everything like that, like some video bloggers do. Request lines are open. There is no phone number. You can call me, and if you know the phone number, I'm not going to leave it here on the internet. But if you want to call me, you can call me and make your request. Let me know what you think we ought to be talking about, what you think we ought to touch on. If not, don't worry. I'll have enough for every day of the week. Hope your week is going well. And it was a rough Monday for me. As you can tell, it was a bad eyesight day, a bad contacts day, and even with a shower, a very bad hair day. Ooh, not a good day at all for me. Have a good one. Blog you tomorrow.